What's going on there, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to another episode of P&Q, the series where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me and I respond the following week. You can do this one of two ways, three ways. 1, 2, 3. 1, put your comments or questions down below in the comments section. 2, send me an email at miniwarzone@gmail.com. That'll give you an anonymous response. Or 3, you can put a question in a Q&A of your own or some sort of video that I might see, and then I can use that. I don't have any of those this week, but I do have one email. So we'll get straight to that. My email, so Mr. Anonymous says, "Hi Pete, can you tell me please what on earth you were on about on Facebook about the £900? Oh, it's kind of an in-joke from when I worked at Royal Mail. I used to work for Royal Mail. Yes, I did. Look here. I've got my 10-year service plaque thing there to prove it. I've got an 11 years one somewhere. Yeah. I had shares in Royal Mail and we were due a payout of £900 roughly, and it went on. This went on and on for ages. And in the end, I used to get so fed up with it. I used to come into work every day. I'd just say, they go, people, my work colleagues would say, "Right, Pete," I'd say, "Where's my £900? Where's my £900?" And in the end, they said, "Pete, why don't you get a T-shirt done up with it?" And I was that close to getting a T-shirt done up with. Where's my £900? So yeah, so that's what that is all about. That's all. So you had to be there. It's one of those. Drake's War Channel says, "Yes, that's a very provocative T-shirt, sir. Oh, do you like the one I'm wearing now?" Can't really see it like that. I was wearing an ultramarine one, but I'm wearing this one now. This is my latest one. Nice and new, lovely. Eric Beer, "Cool answers, mate. If you won big in the lottery, what would you do?" Wow. Well, obviously I'd see my family and loved ones alright. I'd pay off their mortgages and make sure they're comfortable. I'm talking I've won big here. I'd buy some shares into Games Workshop, and I would also like to set up my own small business concerning wargaming rules and things. I would have a few people on board with that who I know are great rules tacticianists and other things, and good story narrative people. And I would do a company producing rules that we could use, you know, different sets of figures for. That'd be cool. So that's what I would do. Apart from, there is a few charities I'd want to donate to as well. Hopefully that goes without saying. Back to Drake's War Channel. He says, "Great episode. My question: if you ever to play Napoleonics, which military would you most like to represent? 2 answers, please." Wow. The first being strictly based on colour and appearance, and the second from a strategic point of view. Thanks, Pete. Well, I'm afraid I don't know much about the Napoleonic Wars. What little I do know, I mean, I like, you got 2 answers. That's difficult. I like blues and reds, so I think the blues were kind of the French, weren't they? And the reds were like, I don't know, like a Royal Veteran Battalion or something like that. You know, and I can see the appeal of why people want to like to paint them up. But yeah, blues and reds, I suppose. So perhaps that's French and English. I don't know. Tactically, I don't know anything about it. Sorry. I would like one that was very attacking, you know, straight in, and then I would like one that was more defensive as well. Because if I had 2 armies, I'd like to play the different styles off against one another. One that was defensive and one which was offensive. That's about all I can offer you on that, with my severe, and I know, and I'm embarrassed to say, lack of knowledge on that. But that's what I would say. Blue, red, offensive, defensive. Chronos Basilicus. Another great P&Q. What game system or army would you like to get into or collect that you have not as yet? Well, I would very much like to get into Infinity one day, or Marvel Superheroes game. Either of those. Small model count, but big on the scenery, so big on the terrain. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what would happen there. Both games look great, and I've been tempted by Infinity for a long time, but I am holding off because, you know, funds are short. But that is what I would get into, I think, Infinity, then the superheroes. Jamjar34, great P&Q, awesome t-shirt too. That must be that ultramarine one. Question, what is the chart thing right of the rainbow stack and left of the picture? I know what you mean. Love the game table behind you. Thank you very much. Those trees look very cool. What terrain are you planning to do next or currently doing? Keep up the awesomeness. Cool. That's a good answer, isn't it? Right, the chart thing to the right of the rainbow stack, right, from your perspective out there, it's a spread. It's what Mrs. Mini Warzone did for me. It's a chart my wife made on a spreadsheet of, and on the top row is like ballistic skill, you know, and then underneath it says roll needed to hit. So if you like ballistic skill 4, like a normal Space Marine, you need 3 to hit, you know, and then and underneath that is a wound chart, the wound table, and then the piece of paper below that is a similar thing but for assault. So that's what it is, and I've got them on a couple of different walls and little cards as well that she did for me, because she's good like that. Because my mind and my memory is not great. Let's do this sort of thing over and over again, like in mini wargaming. You haven't got a hope in hell of remembering. And let's not forget that they primarily deal with 40k, whereas I kind of do a lot of stuff here and there. I know you don't see it behind the scenes. I do a lot of different games. I'm trying to remember them all. It's like, oh, I can't remember. My mind's like a sieve at the best of times. But yeah, as for the terrain, the trees, I ended up with about a dozen scatter pieces of trees for my Fate of Fame Mission 1A ambush recreation, which I did, which will come out in Necron-Vember, but you don't see me playing for it. It's just kind of my brief thoughts on it and a little bit of a showcase of my Necron army. Smarty tubes. Do you know the big Smarty tubes, the giant ones? Because the little ones are kind of like octagonally, hexagonally, or whatever you call them, not as good. But the big ones are like the round ones like they used to be in the olden days, and I'm using them as Promethean relay pipes. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a set of Promethean relay pipes all painted up, which I'm really pleased with, and I'd love another set. But I'm thinking of doing a new terrain series. I'm starting off with doing the Smarty tube, so that'll be out soon, and you can see me doing that. Other projects I've got on the go for terrain, I've got the Mechanicum, I think it's called the Mechanicum, the GW set, like the ruined factory thing. I'm painting up same colour schemes as the Promethean relay pipes so that they can match on the table. Thanks for your comment, I really appreciate it. Frost and Fists. Awesome as always, my friend. For next week, I've noticed that you seem to take coffee in your vids. Sometimes I do. As a fellow addict, I was wondering what kinds of the magic elixir you favour. Whilst we're at it, what about your favourite teas too? Most frequently I take my coffee black, but I love eggnog lattes around Christmas, and my favourite teas is the lovably fragrance Earl Grey. Thanks for your time, stay frosty Pete. Wolf Brother Mythos. I will. Coffees is easy. I like two types mainly. Dow Egberts and Nescafe. I'm more into Nescafe. I used to be on the Dow Egberts for a long time, and I still get them because they're lovely jars and they're great for wargamers. But Nescafe I do like. It's a more bitter, stronger flavour. I like that. My wife tends to favour the Americano, Nescafe Americano it's called, and she quite likes the espresso one sometimes too. Oh, excuse me. As for teas, we both like all the teas in our household, which consist of, to name a few, ordinary Thai Fu, PG Tips, you know, builder's tea, that kind of thing, one you add milk with and stuff, peppermint tea, orange tea, apple tea, raspberry, blackcurrant, strawberry, vanilla, and various combinations of willow bark tea, or for Tattoo For You, it's fairy feet tea. Green teas. Now we've got pure green tea, got jasmine green tea, got lemon green tea, got ginger, got chamomile. That's the only one I'm not really keen on. What else? Earl Grey and Lady Grey. My wife likes Lady Grey. And I like pretty much all of those apart from chamomile tea. I particularly like green tea at the moment. Yes. Hope that answers your question. Wolf Brother Mythos. Tattoo for you! Tattoo for you, Richard! Last one. He says, oops, my phone auto-corrected. Mini Wargaming, their current narrative campaign is awesome. Yeah, don't worry about that. That happens to me a lot. And my phone auto-corrects and I don't notice it until it's too late. But now I know what you're talking about. As soon as I read this, I thought, oh, that's what he was on about. Yes, cool. He says, I'm not an avid reader because my attention wanders, but I really do love a good story. And you're writing your narrative campaign at the moment. You know what they say, Richard? Every tattoo tells a story. See what I did there? Anyway, question. What would be your main faction in a narrative campaign? At the moment, Blood Angels, but that can change to any or all of the armies I collect, which currently are Blood Angels, Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Tyranids, Necrons, Orcs, Space Wolves. I've got other figures, but not enough to call an army. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, did I say Orcs? Yeah. If someone could write the story of your life with their flair, style and genre, who would it be? I would employ Mrs. Mini Warzone. She's an awesome writer, a very, very, very talented writer. I've not seen her write fiction much. Sorry, non-fiction much, because she tends to favour fiction. But if she's writing a story of my life, that would obviously be fact or non-fiction. I'd like to see what she could do with that. Other than that, it would have to be someone, I don't know, kind of with a little bit of a sarcastic flair to them, like Stephen King, but without the horror element. The guy who wrote the New York trilogy, I think he was called Paul Auster. The New York trilogy, have a look it up, it's a great series. It's 3 short stories combined into a book, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. His writing style was brilliant. I studied it during my university days, and I just, you know, I remember it. I remember it well. And yeah, I think he could write a good story of my life. Possibly, anyway. Or myself. Failing that, myself, because I write. And there you go. And that's it. That's all the questions for this week. Thank you so much for sending them in. Don't forget, put them down below, or email me, or ask me in a video of your own. And I'll get back to you for next week. So remember, have a good week ahead, have a good day. Let's get some more hobbying done. Yeah! Remember, all brushes lead to ore. Till next time, bye bye.